Welcome to this side of the video, the Q&A section of this video. Thank you so much to everyone that sends me questions that they would like me to answer. I actually got quite a few questions, and hey, these questions are heavy. When I saw them, I was like, chai, I have lots to think about. I know, like, the first few clips you saw, I did say that there were some things I wanted to speak about. Thankfully, like, the questions sent touch on those things I want to speak about. I don't want to edit for too long, so I'm gonna try to keep the video as short as possible. Okay, so our very first question: how do you manage your time whilst at uni? Time management is such a big thing at uni. Like, for those people coming in, please, from now on, from the summer holidays, it's not something to be like, to have your mind up and be scared about. It's just something that you should be looking into right now. Like, how do you manage your time? How do you set your priorities? It was a bit of a struggle, honestly, at the start with like setting my priorities. Let me tell you that one for sure. When we started getting into week 5, week 6, I was like, I need to have structure. This do anything at any given time is not gonna work at all. But I got back into like putting stuff on my calendar. It's just that satisfaction when you start ticking off stuff that you've done. I put up a fake deadline for stuff. If the thing is due on the 30th of like August or something, I'll make my fake deadline a week before, and I have to work towards my fake deadline. That to me will be the new deadline, not the week after. Honestly, I'm not gonna say that I did a great job at time management, but thankfully I got to a time where I just had that awareness that, okay, I'm messing up with my time and I need to start looking into how to work with it better. Overall, definitely my calendar and having little notes everywhere to remind me of what I need to do, and setting up my fake deadline to myself to just make me think I need to do this thing now, even if it's due later. Yeah. For question number 2, how was finding your way around social groups like and exploring new environments? Everyone knows during freshers, like, it's just a time to meet new people. Everyone is just there to kind of make friends and see who they click with. So during that time, it wasn't really hard to navigate like social groups and things like that. There was a time that I did try to, you know, just try out different societies. During that time, it was definitely hard to like kind of get to know people more because they're already in their kind of I don't know what the word is, but they're already in their kind of group. And exploring new environments, because I'm someone that just likes to see new places, to be honest, like, I wasn't really anxious about the new environment. I did have mixed feelings, like when my parents were leaving and things like that, but then like afterwards I was just very happy and grateful to be there. Honestly, my uni town is just a good place for me, at least I would say. The greeneries, nature, yes please. The surroundings, the environment is just so like peaceful. It did take me a while to like slowly get to know some people, but honestly right now I'm grateful for the community, honestly. Going into question number 3, congrats on finishing first year. Thank you, sis. How did you manage to balance uni life with personal hobbies and church event? For me at uni, my church events is usually Thursdays and Sundays when we go to church. The Thursdays is usually after my classes, which is amazing for me. Sundays as well, like Sundays is a free day for me, so definitely I'll be in church. Honestly, there wasn't really anything that clashed, but I think during exam periods, for some reason I was telling myself, oh, I need Sundays as well to study. During exam season, it could get pretty tough because there's so much that you might want to go through. The things of God and the things of uni, the things of uni has its time, the things of God has its time. And when it comes to the things of God, I'm not gonna let it slide. I've learned not to do that anymore after the event of missing church for exams. God comes first, like, God comes first. Question number 4 is, could you share an unpopular opinion you developed on any aspect about university life, e.g. being a Christian at uni, society, etc? Okay, unpopular opinion. Sometimes people at uni, because they go to a specific church from their hometown, right? And that church is not necessarily available at their uni town. They might not even want to try to explore and see if there are other churches that they could be part of. Another thing to attach to this unpopular opinion is that some people might say you don't need to go to church to have a relationship with God. As a uni student, there's so many things you're exposed to, so many things that you might fall into, and honestly the community that comes with the church is very important. I'm sure like a passage of the Bible is like, do not forsake the assembly of the brethren, something like that. My first year at uni has really helped me to see the importance of a community, being around Christian friends, how much they push you, people that would correct you in love, you know, people that are not judging you, and their life will be an example to you just as much as your life will be an example to them. What we got is personal, which, you know, we all know that, but during that walk we're called to have a community that we can share all of this with. Question number 5 is what advice would you give to a student who is coming to uni to discover more about themselves? Like, how would you recommend them to approach life at uni? First of all, knowing and acknowledging that your identity is rooted in Christ. Honestly, I would say come in with a very free and open mindset that comes with godly boundaries. I would also say, like, pray about what your convictions are probably before uni, you know, because it's just a good way to be guided, you know. It's a good way to be guided on things that you would feel comfortable with. Now my camera is about to die again. I don't understand what is wrong with this camera battery. I have quite a few questions to go, chai. Okay, so I have charged my camera battery, but it's pretty late right now, so I'm going to be speaking quite low because I don't want to wake up my parents. And I would kind of fast forward through the questions just because I don't want to speak too long now because it's very late. To the next question. Question number 6. Any cute guys? That's a question. Any cute guys? Of course there are cute guys. There are quite a few cute guys at uni. Like, you're going to be meeting new people, you're going to be seeing a lot of different people, so yeah, there are cute guys. But yeah, she knows what I mean when I do that. Going to the next question, what would you say to someone at university who is afraid to grow in their relationship with God? The first thing is just to know, like, what is the cause of the fear? Is it because of you're thinking about what other people are going to think about you, how they're going to perceive you? It's inevitable when you start that relationship with God. It's inevitable that He's going to change you in different ways, and you're going to have to let go of some things. You got to know what the root of that fear is. Is it because of how other people are going to see you? Is it because you're just not sure where to start? Or like probably the guilt of seeing you're too much of a sinner for God to accept you, and that's a lie. Please, that's a lie. People's perception of you is such a big thing that could affect people our age, because we're at uni, and unfortunately sometimes how people view us is we think about that so highly above how God sees us, which is sad, I know. When you're able to address those things that are causing you to be scared to come close to God, then, you know, it will be much more easier to just approach God like you're talking to your friend, because He is, like, honestly, just see Him as your friend, as you just sit down and speak to your friend, right? Now question number 9, what difference has developing a relationship with God made to you personally and to your uni experience? This is one of the heavy questions that I saw that I was like, wow, this question is very hefty. I think there was definitely a period of preparation before uni, which I'm grateful for. I still think I'm in a period of preparation for different things, you know, but I definitely had a period of preparation specifically for uni by the grace of God. Like, I would say, like, I have a testimony towards my encounter, like a testimony of my encounter in August, and from then on my preparation season started. That August going forward, like, undeniably there's been a lot of changes in my life by God's grace. Coming into uni, I felt some form of a readiness to come in terms of spiritually. There's been a lot more spiritual consciousness about different things that I might be doing. On to the next question, which is, what drives your passion for traveling, editing, and media? For traveling, I am just someone that likes to see new places, and like I said, I like to meet new people. There's so much you can learn about people, there's so much you can learn from people and from being in new places, and there's always something to take away from the experience. For editing and media, painting, drawing, it's not really my strong point, but I wanted to express my creativity in a different way, and I feel like editing allows me to do that. I wanted to see how creative I can be in other areas. For media, I would say like starting YouTube now. One of the things that made me start my YouTube back then was definitely to encourage other like ethnic minorities that wanted to take gap year, because I didn't see much of like ethnic minorities putting out their experience of a gap year. I'm sure like there are quite a lot of people that did take gap years from ethnic backgrounds, but they probably didn't put it out there. That was one of the main things back then. Another thing was definitely for growth, like to see how far I can push myself to be able to sit in front of the camera and just talk to the camera. It's actually a skill. I'm telling you, I beg guys, it's a skill. People that do it on a daily, like yes, honestly. But I would say like recently now there are other things that is driving my passion for media. I watched this guy called Dami Badum, and just from seeing him, I'm just like, wow, you know, it's true that God is calling more Christians into the creative space. There is a way that this can be done and it would glorify God. And it's also a way to evangelize. Yes, yeah, that's definitely one of my drives for media. I'm gonna answer 3 more questions because some of these questions here are kind of repeated. What was the hardest part of uni? The hardest part of uni, I would not say there was one like part of uni that was just straight up hard. I feel like during different times, different things was hard, if that makes sense. During exam season, the essay side of things could have been much more difficult, or just having to study till late was difficult, pulling all-nighters, having eye bags, having to deal with that. Yeah, or it could just be times where I miss my family, that kind of thing. So different things were hard at different times. Question 11, what is one major thing you learned this year in general about life in uni? It's just a testing time, honestly. You're going to be tested on your discipline, on your time management, on how you relate to people, on your social skills. You're going to be tested on your faith. Life at uni could also be pretty isolating. Like I don't really go out that much at uni. I don't really go out that much. Maybe I do. Even if I go out, it's mostly outside of my uni town. Within my uni town or within the university, I don't think I went out as much. At uni, most of the time, you gotta reach out first to people, or you just gotta go up to people first to speak to them. People don't usually come up to you, you go up to them. The very last question is, what is one thing you would change about your first year? I wanted to end off the Q&A with this question because I feel like it's such a good question to end with. The one thing I would change about first year, I think I have more than one thing I would want to change, honestly, more than one. There really isn't any like perfect guidebook on how to do stuff at uni. I guess one thing first of all would be like creating a solid routine from the beginning. That would have been so easy to keep to because I would have gotten used to it. I only started creating my solid routine, I think, from second semester. First semester, I feel like I was still all over the place, which might be understandable, I guess. It might be understandable because it's just my first time like being at uni and living by myself. But at least now I know. So going forward from second year, I know what I want in my routine. I would say another thing would have been like probably going out more, like I mean attending uni events more, because I did go out to explore my uni town, to explore outside my uni town, but I don't think I did more within the university. So that's something I want to change from next year. Another one I can think of would be creating time to rest. Hey, chai, rest. Sometimes I even have to schedule rest. I know it's crazy. I had to schedule rest. Like, who does that? I would say like just being very intentional about my rest from second year, honestly. I hope I was kind of helpful with everything I said or the advice I gave. I hope it was helpful, insightful, all of that. So this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed watching, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.